What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm just gonna talk about technically four things I recommend you having on hand with you at all times if you want to keep gargoyle geckos. Now, these things can also help with any other reptile at all. You know, these are kind of like universal things to keep with you. But in my case, I don't have experience with other ones, just with the gargoyle geckos. So yeah, I'm gonna get right into it. Now, first thing to go over, especially because, you know, if you're gonna be ordering, you know, animals from other places, you don't necessarily know what type of conditions they're kept in. And even though if they are kept in good conditions, you know, things can come up with parasites, worms, stuff like that. The easiest way to tell if something is wrong, worm-wise, because that's what this product is for right here, is for worms. The easiest way to tell is in their poop. If a gargoyle gecko has worms, their poop, well, you'll see them not really gaining much weight, and their poop will basically be diarrhea, but it's kind of nasty. If you do look at it, a lot of times you can see like the actual clear worms in there, like moving around. It's disgusting. It's happened to me before. And I had no clue what to do when that happened. So that's why I'm talking about this right here, because it saved me. The reason being, obviously, always go to a veterinarian, go to a professional first. I'm not a professional, I'm not here to give you professional advice. But what happens if, you know, something happens and you need to treat that right away? You know, that's how I look at it. I want to be prepared with that because, you know, when I did have to do that, you can, you know, basically drop off a fecal sample in there. They can analyze it. But in order to, depend on where you live, for where I live, in order to get them in, there were no vets in Pittsburgh that treated reptiles and stuff. Like the lowest wait time was like 2-3 weeks, which if your animal is sick, you don't really want to wait that long. So what's the best way to treat it is have this stuff proactively, just having a fire hydrant, or not a fire hydrant, a fire extinguisher in your house. You know, you want to have it before you have a fire. So what this is right here, this is called Fenbendazole. And it's a dewormer. If you do your research about it, again, I'm no expert or anything, so I'm not going to give you health advice. I'm not liable for anything that you do for your animal. But this is commonly used in like all animals. A lot of times if you look it up, it will come up as Panacore, and it's actually, you'll see a lot used for like dogs, horses, things like that. However, the issue with that is you're getting a giant, if you look at them, you know, it's a giant dosage for, you know, a 50-pound, 100-pound plus animal, and your gargoyle gecko is only a few grams. So to accurately dose that, it would be a complete headache. However, it is difficult to find one that's in liquid form. So right here, this is just a generic dewormer. This is basically what your vet would prescribe, depending on what, you know, worm, parasite, things like that. But chances are this is what they would prescribe to your gecko. Basically what it is, so this is 15 milliliters. I know it's hard to see at the bottom there, but it's 15 milliliters. This right here would be good if you have a couple. If you have a decent bit, it's going to last you a while because the dosage for it is so tiny. I'm not going to get into dosages or anything like that because, again, I'm not going to give you any advice. Don't take my advice. If you want to figure it out, you can kind of find it online, or, you know, basically the way I figured it out is I messaged someone else that had dealt with worms, and I looked at the prescription that their vet gave them and the dosages, and I went off of that. But it's up to you guys to figure it out. I'm not going to give you that advice. But this right here, definitely have it on hand, because whenever you're getting those new reptiles, chances are that's when things are going to pop out, if any. Either when you're introducing a new reptile, or sometimes they can get worms or parasites from their feeders. So always use a trusted feeder source as well. But this right here, I purchased this from beardeddragon.co is their website. It's hard to find this. So when I ordered off them, they seemed like they were quick with it. You know, they were knowledgeable about that stuff. So I think they do actually have dosages on their website if you want to look into it. But beardeddragon.co, I think this bottle might have only costed me, you know, maybe $10-15, and this is going to last you a while. It's real easy to use. So first recommendation, Fenbendazole. That way you just have it on hand. If something happens, you're ready with that. Second thing, calcium glubionate, if I say that correctly. Basically, just liquid calcium, just concentrated liquid calcium. The reason you want to have this is because gargoyles don't really, it's hard to, you know, unless you aren't feeding them proper, you know, fruit powder diets and, you know, dusting the insects and that type of stuff, chances are they aren't going to really ever suffer from calcium deficiency. But you never know. If you have a female, she's laying eggs, maybe, you know, it was her first time, maybe she wasn't as, you know, big as she needed to be when she was laying those eggs, you know, they might take a toll on her. So it's always good to have this. Now, keep in mind, same thing as this, tiny dosages. Again, I'm no expert, but, you know, giving them too much calcium is harmful as well as not having enough. But especially if you keep chihuahuas, I would definitely have this because chihuahuas, they, when the female lays eggs and everything like that, and great resources, the chihuahuachamber.com, best info I've ever seen for the chihuahuas. You know, they're the ones that, when you're looking at the New Caledonian geckos, they seem to suffer a lot from not having proper calcium. So it's important to have something like this, even if you never use it. Guess what? I have it, so it's not like a last minute thing I'm trying to find it. I have it right here. So second thing, calcium glubionate. This was from beautifuldragons.com. So just beautifuldragons.com. Both of these meant for bearded dragons, but it works just fine. So second recommendation, this might have been like 20 bucks. So the other one was like, we'll just say that's 20. This is 20. And then the last thing is F10SC. What this is a veterinarian grade disinfectant. Now, whenever you're looking for this is kind of hard to find because it seems like there's not much available out to, you know, like just consumers versus like getting into veterinarian offices and that type of stuff. But what I recommend is get the one that doesn't have the XD. This is green. Get the one that's just, it might be clear or maybe like light pink or something, I forget, but not the XD. If you get the XD, that's still fine. However, basically what this does, this is a disinfectant for everything. And it's harmless to your animals. That's the most important thing, is finding a safe cleaner whenever you're, you know, cleaning their cages, cleaning the cork bark, the plants, you know, anything in there. This is what you want to use. This is, you know, probably the best thing to use for that. And it's probably the easiest thing as well. If you get the F10SC, so you guys, if you need to look it up, because I don't even remember what website I got this from. F10SC veterinarian cleaner sanitizer, and it has like the chemicals and stuff in it. But if you get the F10SC, basically all you have to do with it is just spray it on whatever you need to spray it on. let it dry, and it will last that way for, I think it says on the label, like months. The reason I don't have it is because they didn't have any in stock. It seems like it's hard to find this stuff. So I would definitely, if you get the F10SC, that's the best one to go, because you spray it on whatever you need to disinfect, you let it dry, and it protects that for months against, you know, this bacteria and fungus and any of that type of stuff. So definitely recommend it. This, all you do with it, you spray it on, you let it dry, and then you rinse it. However, it doesn't last as long as the other ones, so you do have to do it more often. But same thing for all of these. You actually get a lot of value for your money, even though these are small doses. Any of these right here, even the cleaner, you use such a tiny amount. Like, this is gonna last, be like forever, because it, I think I have the directions in there, but you only need like a, if you're just using like a small little spray bottle, you only need like a drop, like literally like a drop or two of this stuff. I forget, but yeah, this is my recommendation right here. Definitely grab it that way. Oh, and the last thing, it's just off topic, is you need an oral dosage syringe. My recommendation, get one that is, this is 1 milliliter. Get one that is, or 1 cc. I'm not a doctor. I don't know how they do, but get one where the notches are equal to 0.01. Basically, I'm trying to explain this. Okay, so no, it won't focus, but what the heck? All right, so that you can see it's blurry, but that's 0.02, I mean 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, and there's 5 notches in each, in between each longer mark, which means each notch is 0.02. However, most of these are dosed to figure out what 0.01 is. So I don't know if that made sense to anyone, but try to get one that measures per, I keep apologizing, I have no clue, 0.01 for it. If you look at it and it is 0.02, you know, if there's 5 notches between each tenth, it's going to be a little bit harder to dose. It is possible, but if you want the easiest thing, find one that's typically just, see, that's 1 milliliter, 0.5 milliliters between this, because then it will be dosed for 0.01 for each. Now, all of these right here, like I was saying before, are really, okay, yeah, all of these right here are really low dosages, so just be careful, be mindful of that. You only need a tiny amount, so that's why you need something like this to properly measure it out. But yeah, this is what I recommend. I'll drop the links for these two. This one is up to you guys to figure out where to find it at, but parasites, well, worms more specifically, which seems to be more common. For the gargoyles or pretty much any reptile, you could use this for Fenbendazole. Calcium deficiency, always good to have on hand. Powder is fine too, you know, like calcium powder, but this is way more concentrated and much easier delivery versus having them mixing in extra powder into their Pangaea or whatever. And then this right here, so that way you keep your enclosures clean, you keep them disinfected, and you keep healthy animals. That's the most important thing right there. So I'll drop the links in for these two into the description. up to you guys to figure out the dosages. They usually have them on the websites, but I'm not a professional, so that's up to you. But hey, I hope this helps someone, you know, something to think about. These are the things that I kind of wish I had when I started, but over time, just, you know, talking to other people and learning things, that's how I got them, but they always came after I had the problem. So these are, if you're looking to get into, you know, especially keeping more than one and breeding, you're more likely to have more problems because you have more animals. So my recommendation is invest the, you know, $60, $70, however much it is for all three of these. Have them with you. That way you don't have to, you know, worry about figuring out where to get all that stuff. You just have it on hand. You're ready to go. So hope that helps, guys. Again, if you have any questions or want to talk or whatever, message me on Instagram at Red Rack. That's the best place to find me. Also have the Facebook at Red Rack. I don't go on that often, but yeah, you could communicate me either of those places. If you have any questions, let me know. Other than that, thanks for watching.